Hey everyone, I'm Matt here in Michigan.
Now you're Matt here in Michigan. Now it's changed.
Well, we got a little bit delay on that one.
Fine. Hey, if anyone hasn't noticed, I'm also here in Michigan. We're actually going to be having a pretty laid back evening with no market media. We don't really have much of a script or thoughts, we're just kind of enjoying each other's company, and anyone's company that wants to join in our chat, please do definitely join in, and we'll be chatting along and voice your opinions and everything. But granted, there is no script. There is something that came up the other day while I was at work, and I was like, okay, that's something that's interesting to talk about.
Okay.
I get asked by my coworkers, hey, are you watching this, or are you going to be doing a review for this?
Okay.
No, I'm not going to say it happens all the time, but it happens, from time to time. And I'm just like, no, we're not even watching that, or I haven't even heard of that. Which brought up this topic of, man, there's a lot of media.
Yes.
There is so much. And it's like, Amazon Prime, Hulu originals, these actual old school traditional TV shows that we never ever get to. And it's just like, we can't. We can't get to everything. I wish we could watch more, but until such time that we would make money doing it, it's pretty hard.
Maybe one day we'll just do shorts. All you'll do is you'll get a little bit of a trailer, and you'll get a yay or nay from Randall and I, and that'll be it.
What do you think of the new trailer for Ghostbusters?
That one's kind of mixed. That's interesting if you want to talk about that or whatever. Oh, my first reaction of the Ghostbusters is you know what? This is a little bit different than what I was expecting. And it seemed like with the younger, they were going on more of the, the Stranger Things, I don't know, vibe or whatever with it a little bit. But I don't know, we'll see. I mean, trailers can be deceiving as we all know. So we'll see.
Some trailers make it their job to be deceiving, which is a little Crimson Peak of you. There's nothing wrong with Crimson Peak. I don't want to give people the idea that I don't like that movie, because generally I like Del Toro movies for the most part, and Crimson Peak is a good film. But if that trailer was not just the most misleading. Oh, it's a horror film with ghosts. Nope. But yeah, Ghostbusters, I think when we first watched the original trailer in the before times, when it actually had a release date of summer 2020 or whatever, you were like, is this supposed to be a comedy? What's the feel of this? But that's just we're going to watch that. We're going to watch that anyways. It's a Ghostbusters film.
Yep.
I think the point was The Expanse is a great thing. I love watching The Expanse, but I don't think you've ever seen it.
I've not seen Expanse, though I've had a lot of people saying, hey, Matt, you gotta watch it. And I've actually not even watching it. I've recommended to some people. For people who've just joined us in the stream or whatever now, Randall and I are just chit-chatting about different topics, things. If there's something you want us to talk about or a question you want us to answer, just leave a message or whatever in the stream, or we also have our social media page, our Facebook page up too, so we'll be looking at for comments and that stuff too on this post. So just comment on any of those, and we'll try to respond to some of your things or whatever. But yeah, The Expanse is definitely one I got to check out too.
Dude, you love The Expanse.
Well, and that's the thing too. I mean, we're talking about how there's all this media and stuff and all these streaming platforms, so it's not even just the new stuff. But now, the older stuff, there's a whole bunch of stuff man, I didn't get around to that. I want to see this. I want to see this kind of thing. So you have that competing thing, not just the new stuff, but the old stuff too, to try to look at.
There's a ton of old content that's great, still great, arguably at this point, and it's just I want to watch that sometime. But I also need to watch the new Godzilla film, and that doesn't even get into straight up just series. Oh my god, Expanse is obviously a series, but there's just so many series that I couldn't keep up with all of it. So basically, we had to pick and choose. All right, new Star Wars series, yes. New Star Trek series, yeah, except for Lower Decks. All these new MCU series are all proving to be pretty good, so far. And we're like, okay, well, we're going to definitely watch those. We have to pick and choose the media that we are able to watch, because there's just not enough I mean, it's just not Daddy.
Well, that's the thing with like TV shows, but it takes a whole long time to like watch. Unless you're like watching the episodes when they come out, it's kind of hard to like catch up on like series or different shows that are that have already been out and stuff to be able to catch up and stuff too. And a lot of times too, if you want to be part of like the water cooler talk, you're watching like the hit thing or right now one of the shows that Randall and I are watching, we're watching Loki. And the thing is like you almost have to watch it within like that first 2-3 days without getting completely spoiled on different episodes. Even not then. Like some people are just putting stuff right out. I'm like, oh my goodness, like I haven't had time to watch it yet.
I tell you, I was talking to Matt just this morning. Mm-hmm. I haven't seen the latest episode of Loki. It came out yesterday. And I'm just doom scrolling through Facebook, Darn it!
Yup.
I didn't see that. I didn't want to see that.
Yup.
Yeah, so that's another thing. Like, besides just the plethora of stuff going on, is avoiding spoilers for things that you might eventually want to watch.
Well, it's kind of weird too, because a lot of times, like spoilers, like like don't read certain articles and stuff, but they're putting like pictures and like the thumbnails and different stuff and headlines. It's like, dude, don't put spoilers right in the where I just like scroll past or whatever. Right? Put it in like the meat of the story.
Please give me 24 hours.
Yes.
I would love spoiler like 24 hours.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not always possible. If I'm going to go click on something that says spoilers, that's on me. Mm-hmm. That's why we always try and give you spoiler warnings. But
I did notice one thing with like The Mandalorian. When the episodes were coming out on Friday, it seems like Disney at least would wait until like Monday to like reveal the toys that go with that episode or to have like reaction stuff.
Well, with The Mandalorian and even with a lot of the new Marvel stuff, Disney's not even releasing titles.
Interesting.
Like,
you mean like episode titles or
episode titles?
Yeah.
Yeah, like because so many spoilers come from titles. People start digging based on a title right away. Disney's just like, yeah, no. Not doing that. So I'm okay with that. I think that's great. I'm like, yeah, give the people who want to like really deep dive something, but don't make it easy for people who are literally trying to avoid spoilers.
yeah, I agree. But, I mean, heck, spoilers in Disney a little bit, like the Bad Batch. One of the recent episodes or whatever has like a title or whatever that kind of hints at something that might happen in it. So I won't say it, but it might be like one of the more recent ones.
Well, okay, so if you did catch our recent Bad Batch like halfway season, mid-season review, there's a good chance I'm gonna have to eat my words in that thing. I said something along the lines of like, oh yeah, the Kaminoans are probably trying to make a Force-sensitive clone. And then like the last couple of episodes, it's just like, Randall, you don't know what you're talking about. Well, okay, I'll eat those words. That's fine.
You don't know. Some stuff might change around or whatever, add some layers, like onions, man. Might add some layers.
Oh yay! Our unapologetic stalker has arrived.
Yay! Yes.
Matt, we have our own personal stalker.
Yes, I like it.
Woohoo! Hey!
That's awesome.
Oh, that's a question mark, not a... There we go, I can type. Now, unfortunately, we're in Michigan. Not unfortunately, that's fortunate to us. And, Faygo came out with Bomb Pop.
Yes.
Which is completely unfindable.
Yeah.
Like, you can go on eBay and you can buy, like, what, like a...
They just come in the smaller, I don't know what they're, 12 ounces
12-ounce
or
bottles
24 ounces.
24-ounce bottles, something like that, I don't know. And it's like $50 for a bottle.
For a single bottle on eBay.
Fortunately, Mountain Dew's got us covered. Not sponsored, by the way.
Yeah, not sponsored by Mountain Dew, but yes, red, white, blue, 4th of July is coming up and stuff, so we're rocking the Mountain Dew USA instead of the Faygo Bomb Pop. So
I don't think it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I think it tastes a lot like the Bomb Popsicles, really.
Yeah, these are pretty good. I like these. Faygo, you missed out, man. Faygo, you missed out.
I want the Faygo.
I do want to try the Faygo one.
We don't have Faygo in Texas, so at all. Period. Not there. I introduced my coworkers. I was like, "Hey, we have this really cool pop up in Michigan called Faygo," and then they made fun of me for saying pop instead of soda. Yeah, it's fine.
Where it's funny too. It sounds like pop actually is going to the wayside a little bit. Soda's
winning.
Yeah, soda's coming back.
Michigan shall be the bastion of
pop. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. A lot of Michiganders are turned into Faygo. Yeah, we have a kitty, a neighbor kitty. Sorry, you guys can't see it on screen or whatever, but a kitty went by the window outside right in front of us.
Have a porch cat.
We have a porch cat now.
That's new. I haven't seen that before. Usually it's a cougar.
Yeah, usually it's a cougar. Yeah, cougar. Yeah.
Can I see the cougar?
Yeah.
Damn it, Rocky.
Yeah, we actually did. There was actually a cougar on down the road, but this was several years ago. Yep, in Michigan, we got the wilderness. Only soda.
Supremacy will reign. Oh my God! We didn't mean to start a pop versus soda controversy.
No, we didn't. Well, we did. Yeah, we were hoping to get the Faygo though. That's one thing that we were working on a little bit leading up to the stream and everything is trying to get the Faygo bomb pop. When's the last time you've actually had a bomb pop popsicle to go on that? I mean, it's been a while. All right, so if you guys don't know what a bomb pop popsicle is, it's one of those popsicles that's like the 3 different colors. It's like blue, red, and white. You know, it's the bomb pops thing, and so that's what the Faygo pop is supposed to taste like. One of those bomb pops.
What kind of cougar are you talking about?
I'm talking like an actual, I'm talking like a cougar, like not not like
panther.
Like a cat cougar, not like someone looking for
I feel like
a younger partner or something.
I feel like he might be talking about the latter. Could be wrong.
Yes, so we had some cougars walking down the street too. We're out in the country, so it is like mountain cougar kind of thing.
It is not a mountain. There's no part of this area that's mountain.
From the UP. Come down from the UP.
We're not in. We're 4 hours from the UP.
They travel,
all right. You know what? Cougars and wolves would be great because I almost ran into 2 deer on the way over here.
Yeah, we definitely have the wildlife out here, that's for sure.
Anyways, we're off topic of media for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Not that we have any particular topic, but now that the Unapologetic Geek's here, I want to say there's a thing. He had recently done a review of an older film, which he does, obviously, of Coma. I think it was Coma. He'll correct me if I'm wrong. And I had never seen it, and I watched his review, and I'm like, I need to watch this movie.
See, that's the point. It's good to, check out a lot of, reviews of stuff you haven't seen, because then that, gets you, kind of a gist of if it's something you want to check out.
But, I mean, more to the point of there's so much media to watch, new and old. I am never, ever, ever going to be able to watch everything I want, And that doesn't even include video games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which is a whole other form of media and music.
Yep. And that's one thing Randall and I talked about too. There's some new video games coming out that we play and wondering hey, do we dare ever go into reviews of video games? We figured no, if we do that, then we're probably have to adhere to that. We'd have to be adding video games. So right now, video games aren't something that we're really looking to review, even though, we tried to play video games when we had some time. But yeah, as you're saying, Randall, it's so much, trying to get, watching different things, even have time to play the different games and stuff, too, is something else, too.
Besides watching things and not having enough time, try having a toddler.
Yeah. Yeah, I do not have a toddler.
Let me play with it. You don't even know how to play. And she's like I said earlier today, I'm like, yeah, she's old enough to know when her controller's not doing anything, so you can't just give her a controller and nope, that doesn't work. She wants to play the games. We like playing the games. Sometimes I do like to be a backseat, watcher to games, have someone watch different games. But no, I enjoy playing. I guess I'm not. I like being competitive in competitive games, but other times too, I like more of the cooperative. I think a lot of times I have fun is when you have a group of people and you're playing little parts of the game, and then you pass the controller on to someone else to play a little bit, so that you're working together. We do that. I do that with some of my college friends for the Resident Evil games and stuff too. It's pretty fun. Oh, I remember that. Resident Evil 4. How many times you played Resident Evil 4?
Oh my goodness. Well, they keep coming out on all the consoles. All right, so I played it when it came out on the GameCube.
Yep.
I got it for the Wii when they came out with like the motion controls.
I'm sorry.
Our friend Chris had it on the PS2, I'm pretty sure. So I think we played it on the PS2, possibly.
Well, it was remastered for PS3.
Mm-hmm. I downloaded it on the Xbox 360 when it's available to download there. And I think that's the last one I've done. I haven't done like PC, and I think, I could be wrong, it could be coming out on like the Switch and different ones too, like the current gen consoles, I guess you would say. The new gen consoles, I think that game is... Well, I really like that game. I like the Resident Evil games. I have Resident Evil Village, have not played it yet. It's actually still in the shrink wrap right now. But I did play 7 and stuff. That's a fun game.
Lady Dimitrescu.
I know. Big on the internet and stuff. But no, I haven't even played the demo. I didn't play the demo of Village either. So I'm just kind of, going into that game a bit. I do know that it's connected to 7 a bit, or at least as the same person, I think,
honestly,
from 7 and 8.
Are the Resident Evil games even...
I
mean, there's like some connective wire going tissue, whatever. But man, just make a scary game again.
Yeah.
Yep.
Honestly, so the Resident Evil movies have kind of like, I would say, a bit of a following. I don't know that anyone says that they're really great movies unless you really like them. But
the first 2 are okay.
I think those are the only ones I've watched are the first 2.
No.
I think so. I don't think I've watched after the first 2. And how many are there out? There's quite a few out.
Well, first of all, they did everyone I would say a disservice, but it's almost a service by not numbering them.
Mm-hmm.
Because they obviously get worse and worse as so you don't know. You're like, is it Resident Evil 4? I don't know. I think there's 6 or 7 of them. Honestly.
Maybe they wanted to avoid confusion with like the games too, because maybe if you put a number on it, it's like, oh well, this is gonna be like Resident Evil 4. It's gonna be like the game Resident Evil 4. I'm like, no,
well,
no.
Like I remember watching Resident Evil when it first came out, and was like, Alice, who's Alice? What the what? Like who? And the internet was much younger then.
Yeah. And
you're just like, that would have been a news story, like new Resident Evil movie not gonna have any of the main protagonists. It was like, who's Alice and what's going on? Did I miss something in like the 3 games that are out at this point?
we're adding new one for new layer. It's basically Resident Evil, but not following all the same characters and stuff as the games.
Yes.
Another movie franchise that I have not watched a lot of and only saw the first 3 was the Fast and Furious series, which I know, guys. There was a new movie that just came out. Because my mom was asking me, she's like, "Are you guys gonna watch and review? Was it Fast 9 or whatever?" And I'm like, right now it wasn't really on our calendar, but it's been such a while since I've seen Fast and the Furious movies that I don't know that I know what the heck is going on. I think the third one is the last one I saw.
You don't need to know what's going on as long as you got family.
It's true. As long as you got family.
Nothing matters as long as you got family. I watched the Fast and the Furious movies. Up to Fast 5, I think.
Okay.
And there is a point where like The Rock shows up and everything, and you're just like, okay, they have jumped the shark. And once a series jumps the shark, I pretty much jump off that series, which is why I am in no way excited for 80-plus-year-old Harrison Ford, who's now out for 3 months from filming.
Oh, for Indiana Jones?
I'm just like, I have no excitement for the new Indiana Jones movie.
Randall and I, we both love Indy. We love Indy.
We love it.
We love Indy, so...
But Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull.
Yeah.
Kingdom, whatever it was.
Yeah, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
It was a bad movie. It was a bad storyline. The characters aren't that much fun to watch. And I'm like, all right, way to kill the franchise.
It's one of those things where it's like, if it's a really good movie that I like, I normally can quote like most of the movie. But if it's a movie that I don't like all that much, I think I forget like a lot of it too. So like when a lot of people are explaining what happens in Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that. That was pretty bad.
Oh yeah, it's one of those things where you're very good about blocking just like bad things out of your.
Yeah.
You don't even remember seeing some films. I swear.
Dude, well that's the thing too. When we did Justice League and then the Zack Snyder's Justice League and we were talking about what happened in the first one, I'm like, dude, I don't remember that at all. But sure enough, it's in that movie. I'm like, yeah, it is in that movie. I have, it's almost like, Gandalf going into the mines of Moria. It's like, I have no memory of this place. I mean, that's how I feel about that. I'm like watching it, I'm like, yeah, this was in that movie, but I don't remember this at all.
Whereas I've got old man memory for like actors and actresses' names. I'm like, who was that person and what were they in? I can remember movies though. Like, hey, do you remember in Blah when this happened? And you're like, no. I'm like, it totally did. Take my word for it.
I love people that have the conversations that know people based on like who they're like married to or whatever. It's like, yeah, it's the actor that's married to so and so. I never have like that kind of like connection, like knowing who actors and stuff are based on like who they're married to and stuff. But everyone's got like different connections. How they connect to different movies or how they connect actors or different scenes to a movie and stuff like that too. So yeah, it's kind of interesting how the brain works.
Yeah, well, we were watching a terrible trailer earlier today. Oh man. Okay.
You know what?
Top Gunners.
Oh, wait. I thought you were talking about another one.
No, Top Gunners. Top Gunners.
2020 film Top Gunners with the thumbnail. I think is supposed to trick people into think they're watching the trailer for Top Gun 2. That's what I think. Which Randall and I are gonna go see Top Gun 2. Don't worry about it. We're gonna watch that and we'll have a review of that when that comes out.
Maverick.
Top Gun Maverick. Yes. Yeah, I'm excited for that one. I want to see that movie.
But no. Top Gunners.
Top Gunners.
Why don't you explain that one?
Dude, I don't even. So you were reading the synopsis a little bit. It's almost like they get chemical components or whatever, and it's supposed to be like the members of like the Air Force come in contact with this thing of like chemical. I don't know what you would say, chemical vial or something, and they're carrying. It doesn't make much sense, but it's interesting because the production value is like something you'd expect of like a B movie or something. Looks like like a made-for-TV movie or something like that.
The only reason I mention it is because we're talking about actors, and in that is there's flashes on the screen real quick, and I'm like, I wonder if that's, and I'll wait until the end. It is Eric Roberts. And
Eric Roberts.
Wow, I wonder what Julia Roberts' brother's been up to. Well, that's it right there, Top Gunners. Go look at that trailer if you want to laugh.
That's probably where like their budget went through, like some of the special effects, and to get him in the movie. Which for some movies, I guess that works. If you get someone you come across like, well, it can't be that bad if so and so's in the movie.
It can.
It can.
In fact, it can.
It can. It can get bad.
I mean, the amount of movies where I've been like completely fooled by, wow, that's a good cast. There was an old, so like Love Actually came out, and that had a big diverse cast in it. I like Love Actually. It's one of my few like chick flick films that I'm like, yeah, sign me up.
Mm-hmm.
And then not that long after it, there was like Valentine's Day or something like that, and
okay.
It had a huge, well-known cast, and it's just awful. And it's like Hollywood's just like, yeah, well, just put all these big name actors in. People will come. They'll pay movies.
Yeah.
They'll pay money.
And if it's similar to a premise that already worked before, it will it'll be fine or whatever. It'll be fine.
Hey, Eric Roberts has played the Master. Okay? He has. And I think he did a great job of playing the Master for a TV movie.
Mm-hmm.
Doctor Who. Okay, so the budget was a little bit because they didn't barely go in the TARDIS at all. But he played a good Master.
Which, I feel like, in order to be a who's who of, like, British actors and stuff, you have to have at least one appearance on, like, a Doctor Who episode or something.
Everyone's been on Doctor Who.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much. Oh, except for Martin Freeman's ex-wife. I don't think she's been on Doctor Who yet.
I haven't watched a lot of the newer Doctor Who. I feel really bad, too, because, the season before this last one, I would watch after work and make sure, and I guess I was just tired after like working, but I was like falling asleep on episodes, and I feel really bad because I enjoyed Doctor Who, but after a while it just got like you know, I'm gonna have to keep going back to like rewatch. So I kind of fell out. I haven't watched this latest season of Doctor Who.
The latest one or the one before that?
The latest one. I haven't seen the latest one.
Did
I don't
you
think
watch
at all.
the first season with Jodie?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I wonder if I got through it all. I might have gotten through it all. I'm not sure. I got through a good part, but that's where I was like falling asleep on different episodes and stuff. And I think she's a good doctor and stuff, but just I don't know. I think it's when I was watching them, like coming back from work, popping it on, and I would just fall asleep.
There's a reason that I did the solo review of that Doctor Who season because you hadn't watched it or seen it. And I was just like, let's talk about it. TARDIS right up there, guys. Yeah. My TARDIS always comes with me to Michigan. It's right up there.
Yeah, I was making sure it was actually in frame, but yes, it's right under Leo's other foot. If you would be able to see Leo's foot.
He moves around with me. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, I don't have any TARDIS or any Doctor Who memorabilia. I feel bad because I'm like really big on Star Wars. My sister made a comment like, Matt, you got so much Star Wars stuff. You should like go against. Actually, I take it back. Right here, you guys can't see. It's probably behind Randall's head or whatever right now. Oh. But this is actually from Doctor Who. So I do have some like Doctor Who memorabilia or whatever. But yes, I have so many Funko Pops. Like Randall actually said one time, like, Matt, you should do like a behind the scenes video of showing like my Funko Pops. I have a lot, but really, I've been trying to just keep it to Star Wars because there's so many. There's Funko Pops of like everything. Like if you just go down like the Funko Pop hole or whatever, the rabbit hole that is Funko Pops, like it could go on for like forever. So the limit, it's like Star Wars, and then from like just Star Wars, it's like, all right, only certain parts of Star Wars do I actually collect and stuff too. But my most recent ones that I've gotten to talk about Funko Pops have been the Bad Batch ones. So when we do our Bad Batch like full review, I'll bring out the Bad Batch Funko Pops.
Okay, speaking of Matt's Bad Batch Funko Pops, he had for a couple of reviews that we filmed, he had one of the Wreckers out.
Yes.
And he had like the Wrecker and Hunter and everything. He's showing me them, and I'm like, why is Wrecker's different? Oh, that one's from this season 7 of Clone Wars.
Yep.
There's a new Wrecker for Bad Batch,
yes.
And I'm just like, oh my god, I hate it.
He's just got a different pose too. I can like Randall saw. So the new Wrecker came today from the Bad Batch. And Randall's looking at it, he's like, dude, this is like the same one, right? And I'm like, I had to remember, I'm like, all right, what is different about this one? So I went and grabbed the other one. It's the pose that's different. In season 7, his arms are like this. And in the Bad Batch one, he's like holding on to a gun or whatever.
It's exactly the same.
So Funko Pop has gone a lot worse with some of them. Some of them are like the exact same sculpt and everything, and then they just change like a color or something. And they sell it as a different pop.
Question. All right. Which Uncle Scrooge do you have? Like the one I have for the new series, or the old school Uncle Scrooge?
I believe I have.
I'm asking him.
Oh, him? Which Funko Pop I have? Yes, we each have one, don't we?
I know which one you have.
I have the old one. You have the new
old one.
Mine's blue and yours is red, right?
Yes. Thank you to my wife for that.
Yep.
I'm curious what the unapologetic geek has. Which one?
Uncle Scrooge.
Fun story about Funko Pops. The Slimer I have. The Slimer that has been a mainstay of our background for the longest time.
Yes.
Was I won't use the word stolen because that's not accurate. It was around one of my co-workers' desks back when I was working in Lansing. Mm-hmm. And
Lansing, Michigan, for people that don't know.
We like moved our desks around. We all had to go to like different seating spots. And it just stayed not like on this desk, but like in the middle of the desk. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, okay, no one claimed it. No one took the Slimer with them, so I took it. And then I set it on my desk. Uh-huh. And it was there for like a year and a half, 2 years, however much longer I was working there. And I never claimed that I owned it. It was just there. Mm-hmm. Like if someone ever wanted to come
get
claim their Slimer, they could. No one ever did. And now it's with me, and it's mine now.
I had 2 Funko Pops for my first that really got me into Funko Pops. I had Darth Vader and a Batman Beyond one. So Terry McGinnis. So 2 really good ones. I know. Those are great pops. But that kind of what started me into Funkos. I wouldn't say I was like a Funko collector until I went to Star Wars Celebration in Orlando. I think it was 2017, and they had the Thrawn Funko Pop.
Of course.
Oh, I'm like, if I can get one thing from Star Wars Celebration, it's the Thrawn Funko Pop and stuff too. I had to get it in aftermarket. I could not get it at Star Wars Celebration. I had to get it in the aftermarket, but I did get that. And then, it was right before The Last Jedi came out, and they had Porgs, and they had all these different Porgs, and I don't know why. Because Star Wars has something for their toys. They call it like Force Friday, where like the new line of toys come out on a Friday. And back when we still had Toys R Us, and before COVID times, people would wait in line to get into Toys R Us or whatever, or Target or whatever, to buy the Star Wars toys on Friday. And that was my Porg hunting day, and that's where it started me off, I guess, on Funko Pops. Actually collecting Funko Pops as opposed to having 2 or 3.
Man, and you do collect them, in all honesty. I mean, there's like different Funko Pops. Like this one you can only get at GameStop.
Yes.
This one you can only get at Target.
Yes.
This one you can only get at Amazon.
Those are the ones that are, I guess, worth more. Who knows? Everyone says they're like the Beanie Babies, right? The bubble's gonna burst
Some
or whatever.
Beanie Babies are worth a lot.
Some
still.
Beanie Babies are worth a lot still, but that's the thing too. Like the conventions, like we mentioned, like Celebration, and then there's like San Diego Comic-Con stuff. There's some pops that you can only get like at the conventions. Like there's one, there was a Batman pop, and it was chrome and it was green, and you could only get it at Emerald City Comic-Con. And I'm like, green's my favorite color, and I like Batman, so that was one of those. Funko Pop hunters have like this phrase. It's called like grails. Like if there's like a pop that you'd be like hunting, and if it ever was like the right price, it's not the right price, guys. It's like way too expensive. I'm not spending that much money on a pop. No way. But yeah.
So there are, obviously, I collect Star Trek starships.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys did see that like long time ago behind the scenes of like all of the different Star Trek memorabilia I have, and that wasn't even everything. That was most of it.
Mm-hmm.
I love collecting starships, and there are some that are on my list, but it's just like, listen, I can't fathom forking over $200 for Star Trek, the Voyager, the Playmate version. Laugh if you want. That was the name of the company.
Yeah.
Like for a hunk of plastic, I'm like, oh man, like I want it. I also really want the Deep Space Nine station.
The ships are cool, especially since they make like the noises a lot of them do and different stuff like that too, and like light up. I like the ships. You should have seen it in like and we were like grade school. Like Randall had the ships and stuff like hanging from like the ceiling and stuff. It was really cool. It was really cool. And it wasn't just Star Trek, was it, Randall?
No, I had some Star Wars stuff up there. I think most of the Star Wars stuff's gone by the wayside.
Yeah.
Like I had the Naboo Starfighter from episode 1. That was actually a pretty cool toy.
I think, didn't you have the pod racers too? Was it like Sebulba
I
and
had
Anakin's
Sebulba's
or whatever?
and Anakin's pod racer. Yep.
That was awesome. Great scene from a movie, though. Quite a bit like Ben-Hur or whatever. But yes, the pod racing scene was really good.
I had some Star Wars stuff, but like I lean heavily into the Star Trek like ships as like far as collectible toys go, and it's annoying. There's actually you have a 3D printer, and I should get you to do this for me. There's a site that actually sells stands for the Playmate versions of the Starship, so you can actually display them. Because I can't, because they don't come with anything. They were toys, and I played with them as toys.
Should totally print those off too.
And there's a guy who like actually goes and makes them, and they're all like properly weighted, so that way the ship doesn't.
We'll have to see. Hopefully he shares like his files. Like his files are available. Because if that's the case, we can just load them in. If you guys are just joining us in the stream and stuff too, Randall and I are just talking about different topics and stuff that's coming over. If there's something you want us to answer, something you want us to talk about, of course just comment in the chat and everything. We're watching chat.
You just got humble bragged.
I got humble bragged?
Check it out.
I got humble bragged. Yes! Yes! Okay, so so Unapologetic Geek, he was talking about, swag and tiki mugs, the Star Wars tiki mugs. And he went to Star Wars Celebration in Chicago a few years back. I wish I knew that you were at Star Wars Celebration in Chicago, because I also was at Star Wars Celebration in Chicago, and that was a great time. I want to know, were you able to get the Rancor? Because that was like, so at Chicago, that was the one thing I wanted, was the Rancor tiki mug that was in the Celebration store. Which, if you didn't get it, don't worry, they've re-released it. Though it has a little, I think in the Celebration one, it has a like a shot glass one that's like Luke Skywalker, and now it's like a Twi'lek or whatever instead.
So there's enough difference.
There's enough difference in it. So that one's like the official Star Wars Celebration one. Yes! Oh, great! That is awesome. I'm glad. You know what? I have a bunch of tiki. You probably have seen too. Like this one is the Sith Trooper or whatever. Yes, I love the geeky tikis. They are awesome. But I think this might be the last one that I've gotten. Is this one? It's a nice one. Yeah.
Another.
These I think are, I don't know, they're like, what, $15-$20 a piece, depending on which ones. Like the Rancor one, I want to say was probably like, I don't know, $60 or something. I don't know.
Matt,
who knows? I'm not sure how much that was.
You know what this means?
What does that mean?
You're just not trying hard enough.
I'm not trying hard. I wanted to have a like Star Wars tiki party. It's got to be like a watch party now that we can actually start gathering together and stuff. I might have to have a Star Wars viewing or whatever for like a tiki party, Star Wars tiki party.
What are you talking about?
Bring out the tiki mugs.
Just for That's just a party. It's not a Star Wars tiki party. That's just the theme. Now, before ThinkGeek went belly up, you could get a whole bunch of like Star Trek mugs. You can get like Jean-Luc Picard's teacup.
Mm-hmm.
and like 10 forward cups and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure that there might be some other place where you can get them now, but ThinkGeek used to have them all like in stock, and you could just buy them. You didn't have to go to any special celebration to do it.
Well, that's the thing too. Yeah, ThinkGeek got bought out by GameStop, and that's what GameStop kind of turned into there. But it's just, I don't know. I think quality went down a bit when GameStop took over than what ThinkGeek was when we used to go. I used to love ThinkGeek, especially getting the monkey stickers or whatever that you get in like your orders from ThinkGeek and stuff.
Everything comes with stickers.
Everything comes with stickers.
Okay. Everyone who's a longtime viewer of this knows that I'm a big car guy.
Uh-huh.
I have a '68 Mustang. My exhaust headers came with stickers.
Yeah, nice.
Everything comes with stickers. Everything.
So, for my Star Wars fandom and stuff, one of the things I do is I have Star Wars costumes that I do with a group called the 501st, and we do different charity events and stuff in costumes. I have two costumes. I have a normal Stormtrooper from A New Hope, TK, and I have a Shadow Trooper, which is basically the exact same costume, only it's shiny black instead of white. But you buy different things like boots. Like there's companies that make just costume boots for like Star Wars things, and they send you swag. Like I was surprised you get like patches and stickers and stuff. And that's the thing too. If anyone goes to like Celebration or whatever, see if any of the costume people in the 501st have swag, because a lot of times they will have cards or stickers or buttons or something to hand out.
How do you know they're from the 501st?
How do you know? That's a good question. So, at like Celebration specifically, they'll have booths and stuff set up that's like, hey, we're the 501st. You can look through different things, and it's kind of like, I don't know, like recruitment or whatever. Like, hey, if you want to join the 501st, this is how you can look to make a different costume and stuff.
The Empire conscripts, they don't recruit. Haven't you been paying attention?
Yep. So yeah.
The rebellion recruits.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the last time I actually got in costume and did that was March of last year, and it was a hockey game in Grand Rapids. That was the last event I actually did in costume.
Man.
So it's been a while. I need to get my costume body back a little bit. I'm not even sure it, pretty tight fit probably.
You had to mention hockey. Because the last hockey game I saw was Red Wings versus Dallas, and the Red Wings went and got themselves destroyed. It's like 5-2.
Randall and I are big Detroit Red Wing fans. The Red Wings have not been all that big. And I remember Randall, when he said he got tickets or whatever to go to the game, I'm like, hate to tell you, though, the Red Wings are not good this year. I'm like,
I know.
I'm glad you get to go see them, but man.
I know. I didn't pay for that. Thank you, Kevin, if you're watching, for paying for those tickets. But, yeah, hockey's good. That's why we love doing ourselves a good hockey review every once in a while.
Yep, hockey movies and stuff. Which ones have we done so far? We've done Miracle. We've done
Miracle and Mystery Alaska.
Mystery Alaska.
We probably should do Mighty Ducks.
Hey, the new show, which I haven't watched that yet on Disney Plus, the new Mighty Ducks show. But yes, the Mighty Ducks. It's been a long time since I've seen that movie.
Uh-oh.
We got something coming in.
I try not to support of Detroit.
We grew up here in Michigan, and it's, Detroit, the Red Wings, original 6.
Let's see.
So, yes, we're, Red Wing fans and stuff. Steve Yzerman, trust the Yzer plan
now. It's coming back.
We'll see.
It's coming back.
Hey, at least Red Wings weren't last this year like they were the year before. I mean, last year they were really bad. I think the worst I've ever seen. But this year, at least they weren't last.
Oh, well, at least it's not the Blackhawks. As long as you don't say the Avalanche, you can't say the Avalanche.
All right, so interesting story. The Avalanche, when they became an expansion team and stuff. Well, I can't say expansion team. They were the Quebec Nordiques. And went to Colorado, became the Avalanche and stuff. I actually liked the Avalanche.
You're dirty.
And I actually liked Patrick Waugh up until the big rivalry came, and then it was like I actually had a frame poster that had Joe Sakic, Peter Forsberg, and Patrick Waugh on it. And I liked the Avalanche for a little bit, and then
Forsberg's a good guy.
Peter Forsberg, yeah. I mean, Joe Sakic, he's a good player too, just not Claude Lemieux. Penguins fan, okay.
That's disgusting.
Near St. Louis. I have a couple buddies, St. Louis fans, and when they were making that run to the Stanley Cup a couple years ago, we would go to a restaurant after work and watch those games. So, even though the Red Wings were in it, and it's hard because they used to be old, like, Western Conference foes, the Wings and the St. Louis Blues. Yeah. But I hadn't won a Stanley Cup. I had to root for my buddy and stuff too. But one of my favorite all-time hockey moments was watching, I'm sorry, this might hurt a little bit, Steve Yzerman hit that overtime goal from the blue line against Grant Fuhrer or whatever. I think it was Grant Fuhrer who was in goal at the time for St. Louis at the time. That was amazing. I'm sorry if I missed who the goalie was. I wasn't sure who the goalie was for sure, but that was awesome.
There's like two really, really solid hockey memories that we share. Share. Number 1, the bet.
The bet
with Chris.
Oh yeah, our friend Chris.
Friend Chris and our friend Kyle. They made a bet, and this was back in 2002. Basically, the team the Red Wings paid to put together before salary caps. The team was made literally just to win a Stanley Cup, and they're in Game 7 against the Avalanche. Chris and I went to the store to go get some refreshing.
We were at Chris's house too. We were watching the game up in his room,
and just to get refreshments. We turned the radio on. We turned the game on the radio. Dansville, the little itty-bitty town that we hail from, is, it's like less than a mile away.
Yeah, check out our Seven Gables review. That is Dansville.
That's Dansville. But we get back from, I get back in the car, and they're like, Red Wings up 2-0. I'm like, no, this is a lie. This is a lie.
The Red Wings scored on their first 2 shots of the game. I think by the time you guys made it up to Chris's room, it was 3-0.
It was 3-0. By the time we got the drinks and got back to Chris's house and got to the room, it was 3-0.
Yup.
I'm just like, well, okay. Patrick Waugh had the worst game of his career, Game 7 against the Red Wings. Mm-hmm. It was awesome. But then, of course, the other fantastic one was the triple overtime. where it just kept going and going. We were watching the dogs at my grandma's house.
That was Carolina.
Carolina.
I think it was Carolina.
Yeah.
That was a really good game. Yes, we were. Man, that was like late. Like it was
just
like dude. I mean, as much excitement it was for that goal went in, it was actually like relief too. It was like, oh my goodness, this game's over.
Well, no,
finally,
but
kind
then
of thing.
because it wasn't even over. Remember they did the review to see if like he had pushed it with his stick or something, and I'm just like, oh my god, if they take that goal away, and I got to the point where I'm just like, they must have just called this game because they were tired of it.
Yep.
Like, all right, Red Wings win. Let's move on.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah, we have lots of good stories about hockey.
Heck yeah, we could go on about hockey a little bit.
We could, but probably shouldn't.
I've said this a couple times. I'll keep saying it though when we get more people. If you're just now joining us, Randall and I are just going over different topics and stuff. Nothing really in particular. This isn't scripted or anything, or different like talking points that we have. We're just kind of talking about different things, media things. If there's anything you'd like to see us talk about, or have any questions for us, just put it in the comment section or in the chat or whatever. We are watching chat. We're also checking out our Facebook page as well to see if there's any comments over there, and we'll try to get to your comments and stuff.
Woo! But yeah, if you guys have any questions, please do let us know. That's always fun to interact like that.
So Unapologetic Geek talking about the Penguins and Flyers. What a good rivalry that one is too. I mean, I talked about in its heyday, you know, the Red Wings Avalanche. I think it was because they were just such perennial stuff.
Yeah.
But yes, I mean the Flyers and the Penguins, you know, that Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, you know, interstate rivalry kind of thing. That one is great, and I think a lot of it kind of the style play a lot of times. At least me personally, I think of more finesse and stuff with the Penguins, you know. And you normally think of like
that's how I remember the Red Wings was like much super proficient passing teams.
And I think of Philadelphia, it's kind of like brawlers, where they're that tough, you know, that tough Philly attitude kind of thing.
Lots of brotherly love.
Yeah, lots of
there.
brotherly love. So yes, that's an excellent rivalry. Sorry to go back on the hockey. I just saw that comment had to go. I was, you know, like, oh, squirrel, squirrel.
You know, no, but the best thing about playoff hockey, no shootouts.
No shootouts.
You just keep going until one team is just done. You know? Someone's gonna score.
To use a soccer reference, golden goal kind of thing.
Golden goal.
Yep. Yeah, I do like that.
I love that. I will never forgive the Penguins. Not the Penguins' fault specifically, but for 2009, the Red Wings should have had a back-to-back championship. I'm sorry. The refs were ridiculous. They were like, Sidney Crosby's got to get his cup, and if it's at the expense of the Red Wings, just go for it.
I have to feel though for Pittsburgh fans or whatever, it probably felt like payback or whatever, because they had just lost to the Red Wings the year before for the Stanley Cup, and one of their best players, Marian Hossa, left Pittsburgh to go to Detroit to win a cup with Detroit, and his former team, the Pittsburgh Penguins, beat the Red Wings in the Stanley Cup Finals. I think the Red Wings had like a 3-1 lead in the series, and then
I'm telling you, they got robbed.
Yeah,
they were completely robbed. Go ahead, go back and watch the 2009 Stanley Cup playoffs.
But I don't feel too bad for Marian Hossa, because then he went to Chicago and won like 2-3 Stanley Cups or something like that with Chicago. So
yeah.
2, I think at least. So I don't feel too bad or whatever.
See that one?
Yeah.
Like, how do you? That's unfortunate.
So if there's something there's enough with like Geeky Tikis and like Funko Pops, that's enough like collecting stuff. I also get into like Magic cards too. I like playing Magic, though I haven't really been collecting Magic cards lately or so. But if there's another thing, I'd go for like hockey jerseys. But I don't. I only have jerseys of like my main teams. I have what you called the cursed jersey, the black practice Red Wings.
Ever since you bought that, it's been downhill.
I have a new one though. I have a new Iserman jersey. It's a white Iserman jersey. And then I grew up big Michigan State fan. Went to Michigan State University. Went to hockey games at Michigan State all the time.
Hockey games all the time.
So I have a bunch of Michigan State hockey jerseys too, and that's really what got me into hockey. Parents going to hockey games, MSU hockey games and stuff too. So that's basically where the hockey is. But sorry, I know we talked quite a bit about hockey or whatever, but yeah, something that we really do enjoy.
I'm sorry, it's media.
Mm-hmm.
It's
media.
a form of media.
It's media.
One of our mutual friends hit us up on Facebook, says, that her husband punched a hole in the wall at his parents' house because of that game.
Yeah, that does not surprise me.
Because the Wings got screwed.
I was surprised, like, who was it? Zetterberg almost scored right there at the end, too. I think Fleury had to make, like, a diving save, right there at the end. I want to say with, like, 5 seconds left to secure the victory for the Penguins and stuff, the Stanley Cup victory.
Yep, I've never forgiven the Penguins since then. And again, it's not really the Penguins' fault.
No.
They're just the wrath is directed towards them.
Well, another thing, too, the Penguins have, what, like a 15-game or 15-year playoff streak? So they're trying to edge towards the Red Wings streak, which is, what, 21, I think?
21 or 22
21
or something like that.
seasons, so... I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if the Penguins keep it going.
Oh, dude, no. Lemieux, that's a great jersey. Mario Lemieux?
Mario Lemieux is a great jersey. Yep.
Yeah. Yep. That one's cool. I have, they're not even, it's not really mine. They were brought into the marriage. Shanahan and Fedorov jerseys.
Fedorov.
Yeah.
Yep. And you know what? I think there was a little bit of bad blood from Red Wing fans with Fedorov when he first left because he was almost like money bags, like he was leaving for the money and stuff. And he was great. But I think now the Red Wing fans have kind of settled down and, have fond memories of Fedorov.
And appreciate the things that he did for the team. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Unapologetic Geek, I can't think of his name right now, but another reason we were really watching the Blues in the Stanley Cup finals run, other than, my buddy was a big St. Louis fan. So I was living in Kalamazoo at the time. And the goalie used to play for the K-Wings, the local team. It's one of like the minor league teams, one of the farm teams or whatever. And I don't even think they were a Blues farm team, but one time he was the goalie there. So that was another thing. It's like, hey, we got like a local connection to the St. Louis Blues team.
We keep talking about hockey, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Speaking of goalies, Matt and I had this, like, I'll call it privilege.
Mm-hmm.
It was awesome. You had mentioned we went and watched MSU hockey games all
Yes.
the time. We saw Ryan Miller's very first start.
Yes.
We're like, who's this freshman goalie starting for the Spartans?
Yep.
Ryan Miller.
Yep.
Awesome to watch him.
Awesome goalie. Hobie Baker winner, which is, for people who don't know hockey, it's like the Heisman. Goes to the best, player in college hockey, the Hobie Baker. He won that his second year, and he won it as a goalie, which is, it's almost like, giving it to a defensive lineman. At least at the time, it was like that. Now, they're probably more open to goalies getting the Hobie Baker, but at the time, it was really rare.
Really, really rare. No. He was such a talent. And then to go watch him, like, play for the Sabres, which was, I was like, there's that small party that's just like, Detroit. And he got drafted by the Sabres, but he went and played for them for
long time. He made Buffalo's home. Unapologetic Geek, you'll like that too. I think he was with the Blues for a bit too. And he just wrapped up his career, and I'm not sure what team he was. Anaheim?
Yeah, but like 3 years ago?
No, he just did this year.
Really?
Yeah, it was this season. Oh. They did like a big dedication and everything to him for his year.
Oh.
Best Ryan Miller moment, though, for me, I mean, if I'm not looking at MSU, when he got the shutout record, when he scored no, that was Chad Albin that scored the empty net goal. But for Ryan Miller, I would have to say like him in the Olympics. Like I was just drawn to that. So sad that Sidney Crosby beat Team USA for the gold or whatever, beat Ryan Miller because he had an excellent tournament. He, to me, he hands down he was the Olympic MVP that year. Such a great job.
Canadians in their hockey.
Canadians in their hockey.
Add just pour a little bit of salt on that wound. Mike Babcock was the coach.
Yes, was the coach.
And I'm just like, he was coaching the Red Wings at the time. Now completely unemployable, apparently. Stanley Cup winner, Olympic team winner.
Yeah, they
completely unemployable.
A lot of players, I guess, don't really like playing for Babcock anymore. They don't really like what he was doing or whatever. I'm trying to think other media and stuff too. Not just to go on to like hockey and stuff.
Forever.
Because
we could talk hockey for a long time.
So physical media. Everything now is kind of like downloadable.
Yes.
And now you get a lot of downloadable movies. The last physical movie that I got, and I just got them. I just bought the Lord of the Rings on Blu-ray, and I bought the Indiana Jones.
You bought the Lord of the Rings.
4K.
Again,
yeah, for the third time, the extended edition for the third time. This time on 4K, and same thing with Indiana Jones. Randall, did you know what the last thing you bought, the physical media for like a movie? I don't know. It's probably
I did buy Valerian.
Did you? Okay.
Because that was one of those ones where I was like, you know what? The movie's pretty good. I love the idea of Valerian and the director and the ideas of what's going on. I didn't necessarily like the actors they chose. But I'm like, this is an interesting idea, and I like this movie. It's not great, but it's fun, and I want to support it. So I went and bought the physical media. Yeah. I bought Ghostbusters 2016. That was mostly just to piss people off, I think. So.
You know what? It's interesting. When we saw it in the theater, I enjoyed watching that movie. I think it was like watching it subsequent times where I'm watching again and stuff, that I'm kind of like, you know what? This movie's a bit longer than it needs to be and stuff. And, you know, it's almost like, you know, they were letting the comedians just kind of like go with it, which, you know, a lot of movies they do. They're just like, you know, tell your jokes, keep going and stuff. But me, it got a bit stale after a little bit. I'm like, all right, you know, some of this stuff is funny, but some of it's like, you know, let's actually go on with like the movie kind of thing. Like this comedy doesn't seem to have a whole lot to do with the movie and stuff. So I guess from that point, you know, watching it different times or but I admit when I first saw it, I was enjoying it. I was laughing and stuff. I thought it was a fun time.
Unapologetic Geek says he's gonna watch all the Tremors.
All the Tremors. There you go. Good choice. Well, I don't know if good choice about all the Tremors, but yes, the Tremors series is pretty good.
Okay, the series, the television series that was on Sci-Fi, not Sci-Fi, with Michael Gross is like has maybe four good episodes out of 13.
Okay.
You completely don't need to watch it to like get with the movies. You can watch the movies and that's fine. It's fine. Now, once you color me impressed if you get to 5, which I think is called Tremors Bloodlines, if I'm not mistaken, and you don't give up with that OCD.
So there's one series that came out when I was a kid, and it's a character that we've already talked about that I'm kind of interested in seeing if I should go back and watch some of them to see if they kind of like hold up or anything, or if they're any worth watching. The Young Indiana Jones series.
I'm sure it's awful.
You probably is. I have not seen it since, you know, it originally aired. But that was one of the things, like, I loved Indy.
Young Hercules.
Yeah.
With
yeah.
Ryan Gosling.
Yeah.
No, dude, I remember watching Young Indiana Jones, and yeah, for the same reason. It was just, I loved Indiana Jones, and it didn't matter. I would watch anything. It was fantastic, you know, in the eyes of a child, but I'm sure it's just trash.
It'll be interesting. If any of you guys have seen Young Indiana Jones or whatever, let me know in like the comments and stuff. If you have any memories of like Young Indiana Jones. I think it's like the Adventures of Young Indiana Jones or something like that.
What you mean to say is, do you have any adult opinion? Have you watched it recently? I'm curious. I mean, I'm not curious enough to watch it. But you know.
So I don't know if we've ever talked about this before, but I was just kind of thinking of like old shows and stuff. So nowadays, with like the internet and streaming services and TV shows or TV channels, I should say, completely dedicated to cartoons, do you kind of miss the Saturday morning cartoon thing? Because for me, that was like an event. Because we would see some cartoons after like school and stuff, or maybe in the morning. But it was something cool to like Saturday morning, like watch the cartoons.
Here's the thing: like I personally don't miss it because I'm not in that age group anymore. I'm like aged out of that. I remember it. I remember it being awesome. I remember coming to school on Monday and being like, "Did you see the latest X-Men episode?"
Yep.
Because X-Men the animated series is epic, you know, and it's like, or Tick or whatever. Oh God,
the Tick.
But here's the thing: having a toddler, one of the things that's crazy is she's always able to watch whatever she wants. It's like, hey, I want to watch this. Okay, we can watch that, and we can always just change to something else. So, like, me personally, do I miss it? No. But do I wish that there was more of a, like, something like that for my daughter? Then maybe we could have done it as the adults in the room, and we didn't, obviously. But
maybe there's certain things that are reviewed. Like, maybe you get the first viewing on Saturday, and you can't really watch those episodes until, like, a week afterwards or something like that.
Yeah, but, like, she doesn't have that problem, and I wish, because we get here to Michigan where she can't do that.
You're right.
Because at her grandparents' house, it's just like satellite, and she has no concept of it. And it's just like, well, we can put on Disney Junior. And whatever's on,
that's what you watch.
And that's what you watch. And whatever comes on next, guess what?
That's what you're watching. Well, that's a funny thing, too, because there was some kind of, like, hit and miss, because I wouldn't say, like, every Saturday morning cartoon was awesome, but you would watch stuff that you wouldn't normally watch because, you know, it's on in, like, the lineup kind of thing.
Yeah, like, whereas, who cares? It's in the middle someplace.
Yeah, as opposed to just like, hey, I'm just going to watch this show, or I'm going to watch this other show kind of thing. But, you know, I really liked the whole feel of Saturday morning. And in Kalamazoo, when we had the Alamo Draft House, they would do certain things like that, where it's like, hey, we have cereal for you to enjoy cereal, you know, come in your pajamas, and we'll watch. But normally it was like a series, like it'd be like Pokemon. We're going to watch a whole bunch of episodes of Pokemon on the big screen with your milk and cereal.
I mean, we watched Pokemon from time to time for sure. Mm-hmm. But for us, I believe it was Digimon.
Digimon for us.
Digimon
for us. But I would say Alamo, that's what they had. They had Pokemon.
Oh, yeah, definitely. You know, it's a different landscape, for sure. And, yeah, parents can help shape it. It's not like I can say, oh, why aren't they doing this when they clearly are? Mm-hmm. It's just a matter of, like, hey, at my house, I don't care to have cable, or I don't care to have that kind of television. Mm-hmm. You know, it's all streaming services at this point. So, that's what we do. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I miss it, but not for myself.
Yeah. Yeah, and kind of going on what we were talking about before, like not having as much time. Like we would not have the time to sit down for Saturday morning cartoons and stuff, you know, now as, you know, did when you're kids.
Well, also you just kind of age out of, like, when you get to the point where, you know, you get into like high school sports or high school extracurricular activities if you're not doing sports. And your Saturdays are just getting, you know, they're just busy, and you're like,
that's like wrestling and stuff. When we wrestled and stuff, that was, you know, Saturday, you know, wrestling and stuff. Have the wrestling meet, so you're not really getting like the Saturday morning cartoons and stuff. OG Transformers. You know what? Talking about older shows and stuff. I actually want to watch the new He-Man. Even though I didn't really watch the old, and it isn't a remake, it's a continuation, I guess, of the old He-Man show. Yeah, I think it's supposed to like continue the story of the old He-Man show, kind of thing.
I did not know that.
I don't know. Have you watched the trailer for He-Man yet?
No.
No, I don't know. Some people don't like the music choice for the trailer. I think it's fine. I mean, it's a new animation. It's definitely new, but it's still in kind of like the old He-Man style.
So I watched like half the trailer without the audio, so I'm just like watching. I'm like, okay, I see what you did there with the, you know, couple of gender swaps, and like couple of like basically race swaps as well. And it's just like, okay, yeah, it's for a new audience, for the current generation, etc. But I guess He-Man was just never my big thing. I didn't even go watch it after the fact. You know, I was knowledgeable of it. What I watched was G.I. Joe.
G.I. Joe.
You know, like I didn't need to watch He-Man. I watched G.I. Joe instead.
So that's me too. Like I didn't really get into Transformers either. He-Man, I did have like some He-Man toys. So I watched a little bit of He-Man, I think just because I had like the toys and stuff. I had Skeletor and He-Man.
I think the most He-Man that I watched, I wouldn't say I even watched it. It's just funny. It's Ghostbusters 2.
He-Man!
He-Man!
Who are you going to call? He-Man!
Let's go out later and get a beer.
Yeah!
Oh, hi, Josh. How are you doing?
Yes.
Josh, you missed an epic hockey conversation.
Yes.
I am sorry. that has passed. We talked about hockey for like a solid 25 minutes.
That's right. After we're done, this wraps up where you probably a bit posted and you'll be able to watch back at different parts. But yes, we talked to hockey quite a bit. Yes, Unapologetic Geek, thanks for stopping by and stuff too. Have fun with the child at karate. That sounds like a lot of fun. I actually never did karate. Randall, did you ever take karate?
Yeah, but I suck.
You suck? I did not take karate. I probably could have in college, but I didn't take up any martial arts or anything in college.
I took karate for a tiny bit when I was in elementary school, like older elementary school, just for a bit. Didn't do well, and I took a taekwondo class when I was in college, which was a lot more fun. A lot more mentally stimulating in college. But I'm just I'm short and fat, you know. Healthy? If by healthy, you mean we're enjoying.
We're enjoying our Mountain Dew.
Only the best Mountain Dew.
Which, if you weren't at the beginning, Randall and I were talking about, we're drinking this Mountain Dew. Originally, we were hoping to get the new Bomb Pop Faygo Pop, but you can't find it anywhere. Faygo only sold in Michigan, but yes, Bomb Pop Faygo, could not find it, so went with Mountain Dew. It's actually pretty good. Dew USA, so leading up to the 4th of July coming up this week, so. It's funny. It's red, white, and blue because it's 3 different flavors. It's like Code Red, Whiteout, and Voltage.
My wife wasn't super enthusiastic about it, but I think it's fine.
Well, because she said she's not a big fan of what is it, Whiteout or whatever, and that's all she could really taste is the Whiteout in it. So it's one of those things too, like certain things that you don't like, other people might not notice it in it, but that's what you immediately notice, and that's all you can taste.
Pulling out crutches. I'm not sure I quite follow that one, Josh. That we're drinking grossness instead of pulling out crutches. Are you on crutches? I hope you're not on crutches.
I mean, is that our crutch, or are we talking about like us not crunching?
I don't. We're definitely not crunching.
Maybe is crutches like a type of drink or something?
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know.
You guys should see. I actually have a big mug. I actually got from a buddy's wedding. And I have it off camera during our recordings. And a lot of times, like when Randall is talking during a review or whatever, I am taking sips of this because, man, a lot of times I'm like talking and I'm like, man, it's almost like I have,
Wait,
it's like gross, but you know what I'm saying, like can't really go on. So yeah, Randall's actually gonna grab the mug real quick off.
Jeez, oh Pete's.
Yeah.
This thing is sizable.
But yes, this is my water mug, and a lot of times I have this off on the table, off camera, so I can take sips of it. This would be full again. Sorry, this water is today, so this is today water. So
that's from like last week.
But normally, it's from today. Randall and I recorded some of our reviews this morning, which they'll be coming out pretty soon. But yeah, normally I have that full, and I'm like taking sips through, and even through like 2 reviews, a lot of times I can get that water like gone. Today it survived the 2 reviews and stuff, but yes, I really do like that mug. Yeah, yup.
I think he's not here, but between Josh and Dave, old coworkers, we could they could have a beer conversation, man.
So
old second shift memories.
Mm-hmm. Yup.
Oh, I don't really drink. If anyone who knows me for a long time, I don't drink alcohol, even like in the slightest. So, I have my unhealthy vice, and it's pop.
So we have had some recommendations that I drink or whatever during a review. Or if we did one of those, it'd just be Matt drinking some stuff or whatever. But I'm one of those that's like a soul drinker. Like, so Randall and I, we went to lunch today, and I did have like a drink today at lunch. But normally the only time I really drink is if like a social gathering and stuff too.
Candace, something about like the actors in Valerian had absolutely no chemistry. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was part of the problem.
So going back to what we were talking about just recently with beer and stuff and like reviews, there is a channel I want you guys to go check out if you get a chance. It's called Bucks and Brews. Buddy of mine, it's one of his channels. He does it with a buddy. They actually try out different beers. A lot of them like West Michigan and stuff. West Michigan's really big into craft brewery and stuff, but they give a lot of really good financial advice and stuff. It was very good stuff, especially too during the pandemic, how to handle your finances. They answer a lot of questions on how to like save and different things like that too. It's called Bucks and Brews. Be sure to check them out. Their videos are not like terribly long too, but they have a lot of good information depending on the different ones. I should say like length depending on different ones, but yes, they do have a lot of like good stuff in there. Definitely worth a watch and see if you like that. They actually have some viewers, I think, from like the UK, which is kind of interesting. You know, some of their audience from the UK and stuff is like, yeah, not in the US, so not as much getting like the US finances, but man, they enjoy it. Yeah, they like the beers.
Conversations.
They drink their beers and and give good financial advice.
So I just posted a video from Bucks and Brews in the chat. It's actually just David Levian.
Yep, David Levian. Yep.
Levian's channel.
Yep.
Seems like that's where they host that from. So, wahoo! If you don't care about the financial advice, just go there to drink.
You have some drinking buddies. Grab your own beer, watch their video, and drink along with them.
Whoa, we like. All right, there we go. Well, we've been going for a little over an hour.
We have been going a little over an hour.
We're probably going to start winding down, but we definitely want to give anyone that might be still watching a chance. If you have any questions, absolutely let us know, because we don't really have any topics for this time through. We're just kind of winging it. No script, no defined topics. We're just going for it. We probably won't go much past the hour, about an hour and a half, and then it's time for us to recharge, eat some food.
Yeah.
Maybe play another round of Mario Golf.
So yes, we played Mario Golf today, and this was actually the first time I've played the Mario Golf, even though, it's my Mario Golf or whatever. But yeah, I mean, it was fun. We played a couple rounds and stuff. It was pretty fun today. 2
movie questions?
Okay.
Oh boy. What do we got here?
Here we go. We bring them on. We like the movie questions and stuff.
Bring it.
So, yep.
Matt's ready. Randall's not, but Matt is.
First one. What is your prediction for Black Widow? All right. So, Randall and I have been super excited for Black Widow. We are going to have a review on that, the Monday following it. Randall and I are going to go see that movie. So, we'll have a review on that. We are really looking forward to it. That is one of the movies that, through the pandemic and everything, that we've been circling like, hey, we want to see this movie when it comes out.
I am optimistic for Black Widow, but I am still I'm still kind of sour on the fact that they killed the character, Scarlett Johansson's version of the character. So it's a prequel.
Yep.
It takes place where what are the stakes? That's the problem with almost any prequel. The character survives, so no matter the stakes you put her in, she survives. And that's why you gotta have the other characters.
Well, that's the other thing too. I could be wrong, but it seems like the character that we got in Falcon and Winter Soldier, Dreyfus's character or whatever, supposedly was supposed to make her appearance in Black Widow. We'll see if that still is true.
Louise Dreyfus, yeah.
So we'll see if what that's all about and stuff too. Because that's the other thing too. If she ever gets put in danger or whatever, it's like, well, she's gonna make it. She's in Falcon.
She's in Falcon the Winter Soldier. Yeah, she's fine.
So she's fine, but
here's a prediction, or it does say prediction. So here's a prediction.
Yeah.
I think they're probably down low going to be setting up a different character taking on that moniker of Black Widow. Scarlett Johansson's character at that version of Black Widow is gone. But so's the version of Captain America that was played by Chris Evans.
Yep.
Now being played by Sam Wilson. Or not Sam Wilson, that's the character's name. Dang it.
Yeah, I should go on blanking
on
it too.
Not Sam Wilson, but there's already precedent for new Captain America, new Falcon, new Black Widow. So I think you'll probably will see one of the characters here, whether it's like her sister or whatever, maybe be a new Black Widow. Maybe.
That's the thing too. They're fighting against the Black Widows. I don't know if I really have a prediction. My prediction is that I'll have a smile on my face for a lot of it.
Well, of course
I'm
you will.
hoping, because I hope it'll be a good movie.
Of course you will.
Scarlett Johansson?
No! David Harbour.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, Stranger Things and stuff.
He looks hilarious in it.
Yep.
He's like,
So yes.
Still fits.
I am looking forward to that one. I hope that's a really good movie. All right, the movie Chef. Have you watched it? If not, will you? It's Chef, right? Yeah.
Chef, it's a Jon Favreau movie.
I have not seen it. I should check that out probably. I don't know much about it.
It's about food.
Is it about food? It's Chef?
It's about
food. Is it really about food? It's not a play on words?
It's a good movie.
It's a good movie. I have not seen it, so I'll have to check out the trailer and stuff and see if that would be something good. You've seen Chef?
Yeah.
What did you think about it?
It's a good movie.
It's a good movie?
But, if you haven't seen it, I'm not going to say anything.
Okay. So there's something to this movie then. I'm even more intrigued, Josh. I'm even more intrigued about this movie. So yeah, I'll definitely, after the stream and stuff too, I will go check out the trailer for Chef. It's probably one of those movies that I've probably seen the trailer for it, but just I needed to jog my memory or something. I don't know. For right now, it's not ringing a bell though for Chef. So I will definitely have to check out that trailer as soon as the stream's done.
Who's not oddly in love with Jon Favreau? I mean, the guy doesn't probably get quite enough credit for helping kick off the MCU. And now what he's doing with The Mandalorian over in, the Star Wars side of things. Plus all of his, other outside, side projects are genuinely pretty well received. Jon Favreau's a really good filmmaker.
And this is something Randall and I have talked about, too, especially, dealing with, the Mandalorian stuff, too. I like Dave Filoni and what he's doing, but I think it's that teamwork between Filoni and Favreau that makes The Mandalorian work. You got Filoni that knows a bit, about Star Wars and stuff, and I think Favreau coming at the approach of, a fan and, what he thinks fans want to see, not just Star Wars truest, but what fans want to see from a Star Wars show. So I think they really work well together, and Favreau's got, the Hollywood background.
Yes.
Opposed to Filoni, who's, the animation background. So I think it's really good. I think working with Favreau is only going to help Filoni down the line and stuff. And I think they are a good team for The Mandalorian.
I saw a meme. It's 2021, of course I saw a meme. Saw a meme earlier today. Star Wars meme, where it was like, do you remember that one off line about how Skywalker says to Grievous in Episode 3, "You're shorter than I thought you were," and then Filoni had to dance around it for 6 seasons in Star Wars: The Clone Wars, while they never meet on screen once. Yes, that's why Filoni's so good. He cares about the canon, but yes, Favreau comes at it from, I'm a fan, and this is what the fans want to see. Yes.
A little bit, I guess, of a spoiler for you a little bit. We've been talking a bit of Star Wars and stuff.
How dare you?
But for you Star Trek fans, Randall and I did record a Star Trek preview, I would say. So we got a Star Trek preview, review, whatever you want to say, video coming out pretty soon. Look forward to that. So if you're thinking I've been watching your videos channel, you guys have been doing a lot of Star Wars lately, don't worry, we are getting to Star Trek. We're going to have a Star Trek review coming up for you.
There's just not as much Star Trek to cover as Star Wars.
And we don't really want to cover Lower Decks right now.
Nope. I do not want to talk about Lower Decks.
So, spoiler, it's not about Lower Decks.
It's not about Lower Decks. I am a little bit interested. A little. I know it's made for kids, like kids. The Nickelodeon Star Trek Prodigy that's coming out.
Okay.
Because it's like CGI. It's made for kids, Nickelodeon, and it's gonna have Janeway back in the.
Nice!
Yes, so,
nice.
And it is actually Catherine
really
reprising the role. So yeah, I'm actually much more interested in the kid-focused Star Trek Prodigy than I am the not funny at all Star Trek Lower Decks.
So, did you take the Star Trek quiz or whatever years back? What Star Trek captain are you?
Benjamin Sisko.
That's what I thought. Sisko. I got Janeway.
Benjamin Sisko.
I got Janeway for my captain, which does not surprise me at all.
Is Sisko known for ever losing his temper?
So pretty fitting then, huh? yes, Josh, we did talk about Doctor Who a little bit to touch on a little bit of fandoms, and also talked about Jodie Whittaker and stuff too, about Doctor Who and stuff. But I have not seen the most recent season. That's what Randall and I were talking about a little bit ago. I
fixed it for him.
I need to go in. You fixed it for him? And Doctor Who or whatever? I don't think it popped up. Yeah.
It hasn't popped up on yours yet?
No. So, here's the funny thing is, yeah, Doctor Who. My dad was going through health problems or whatever in Ann Arbor, and one of his doctors was Doctor Who, but spelled differently. I think it was like H-U, but it's pronounced Who, Doctor Who. But that was... My dad didn't really know as much about Doctor Who, so he didn't really get the play on words as much too. But yes, I think he actually had like a TARDIS picture or something in like his office too.
Oh, okay, cool.
So I think he was kind of in on it.
Not to give away, I'm not gonna say my daughter's name on air, but like, she is named after a couple of strong female characters, and one of the OBs got it, and one of the OBs just totally didn't get it. She was like, "Well, that's cool that you explain it to me, and like that makes sense." But like, then the other one was like, "Oh, I understand that," you know. So that was fun.
I like that it's something from like different fandoms too, and not just that or whatever. So yes, well done.
Youpee! Wait.
I love mashups, Joshua. Just to let you know, T-shirts. I think going to like cons and stuff. Some of my favorite costumes are mashups when it's like two different things, like come together or whatever.
Like a Snoopy Darth Vader.
Like imagine like a Snoopy Darth Vader. But imagine if you did like a Star Trek crew, all of like Star Wars characters or something like that, or you put like the stormtroopers all on like red shirts or something.
The Force will be with you, Harry. Always.
I love those posters and stuff. But yes, mashups. I'm a big fan. Artwork too. There's one. Of course, two of my biggest fandoms: Avatar: The Last Airbender and Star Wars. There was actually a mashup where they turned like the benders into like Jedi and stuff and Sith. I thought that was really cool. You've probably seen it on the internet if you Google search it or whatever comes up. But yes, I'm a big fan of mashup. So mashup T-shirt, I am all for.
Man, I love. I like mashups and everything. There's what's better than mashups, I think, is a well executed or thought out fan theory.
Okay.
So there's that well thought out fan theory that benders are Jedi.
That benders?
Like from
yes.
Yeah, that they're
yeah.
like if you just extend the timeline long enough, they're actually just all like Force users.
So Avatar: Last Airbender, it's like it takes a place like a long time ago, but even before. I like that. That's kind of interesting and stuff.
I like a well executed fan theory. Well thought through. Doesn't like trample on any canon or anything.
One I saw that was very interesting. I was talking about The Rock, and how Sean Connery's character in The Rock is just James Bond. Is his James Bond. Yep. Because that's another fan theory too, that like James Bond isn't the character's actual name. It's like a moniker or whatever you want to say. It's a name given to like a character. So anyone could really be James Bond. It isn't just like one person who is James Bond. Though I think Skyfall kind of made it like, no, it is James Bond. Like he is actually James Bond, but maybe he is like the original James Bond. Maybe, other ones are after or whatever. Who knows? But I kind of like that idea too, and how,
If you think about The Rock and you just like look at there's a whole like YouTube video someone did where it was like The Rock is just a James Bond film, and I'm like, yeah, kind of, I guess, but Michael Bay,
yeah. He made a lot of good points and stuff in that video. It's one of those things where you come at it to it like, I've heard people talking about this, but I decided to look for it for myself, and after watching and stuff and really analyzing, I'm coming to the conclusion that yes, I think indeed it is like it was purposely made to make it so that his character in The Rock could be an extension of James Bond, his James Bond character.
There's a reason he is where he is.
There's a reason he is where he is. Yep. Former British Secret Service agent or whatever.
It even has the car chase scene.
Yep.
Yeah. It's like you know what it is? It's like a pseudo like preview for how Bad Boys 2 would be with the stupid Hummer H2 driving towards Guantanamo Bay. I'm like, yeah, that's like the Rock is like an early version of that.
Mm-hmm.
It's fantastic. Wait. How Sean Connery saved the movie? Or Nick Cage? Sorry. How did he save the movie? I must know.
We must know. I know, sorry, we're looking off the screen a little bit because we are looking at
I'm curious.
the messages on both Facebook and we're looking at the chat in YouTube and trying to respond to them a little bit.
Oh, okay.
So that's funny. So one of my jobs that I did before I was like a producer, and this would be like me, like I wouldn't be on air, but I'd be behind the scenes like looking at all the comments and stuff and like getting in the anchor's ears like, hey, you know, talk about this kind of thing or whatever. So it's interesting, you know, multitasking, being both in, you know, in front of the camera and doing the stuff behind the scenes as well too.
Sean, I can just okay. Everything. If you say something was done in Sean Connery, you read it in Sean Connery's voice.
Yes.
You don't tell him to stop it.
There's a lot of characters that are like that, especially like the
Oh.
Futurama characters. Just about anything with like a Futurama character, I always hear in Futurama's voice or whatever. Any of the characters in Futurama.
I love Futurama.
Good news, everyone.
Good news, everyone.
Why not Zoidberg?
I love it. All right, it's almost to the top of the hour, so we're probably going to get ready to say our goodbyes. We want to thank everyone who did stop by and chatted with us. If you are interested, Josh, seriously, there's a solid 25, maybe even 30 minutes of just hockey talk.
Yeah, it's good hockey talk. Which is interesting, no Mark and Mio, unless it's a hockey movie. So I remember what we talked about. But you know, we got on the hockey. It was good.
We started talking about hockey and we just kind of went with it. So yeah, but everyone who commented and everyone who was here asking any questions, thank you so much. We are very, very appreciative of that.
Yeah, we like this. This is what, our second live stream. We may do another one in the future. I'm sure eventually, sometime,
Yeah.
or whatever. Though not one scheduled everywhere. But yeah, you know, we like doing these kind of things. It's like a different side. I said none of this was like script or anything. We just kind of went off different things on the top of the head, and we like having engagement with you guys too. It's nice to actually, you know, get stuff back from our viewers and stuff, and basically talk about different things that they'd like to hear us talk about, not just, you know, different stuff that we like to talk about.
Maybe next time Matt will come to Texas.
Yes. I have not been to Texas. Don't except the airport.
Don't do it right now.
Don't do it right now. Yeah.
It's hot.
I don't do well with the heat.
It's so hot in Texas. Oh man, 85 degrees in Michigan just hits different than 85 in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's got something to do with this earth.
Mm-hmm.
Well, anyways, again, thank you guys. Make sure to go check out any of our other stuff if you're watching this well after the live stream. We have other longer, deeper conversations on our call-up playlist or some of our full disclosure stuff, so check those out. We have full movie reviews, new movie reviews, flashback movie reviews, TV show reviews. Go check them out.
Yep. Also, our Facebook page and stuff too. You know, this is the general plug kind of stuff too. But you know, we put different stuff on. A lot of times, like new trailers and stuff that we really like, we'll put on there. But of course, we also post, you know, a day before our videos come out to let you know what the next video is going to be, kind of thing. And Monday and Thursday, mark that on your calendar because that's when our reviews and different videos come out. Monday and Thursday and stuff. Thank you guys very much for watching. Thank you very much for supporting us and stuff too. Hope to bring you lots of more great content.
Yeah, and have a happy and safe 4th of July.
Yep.
Hit the button, Matt.
All right, hit the button. See you guys.
Hit the button, Matt.